of one major area. So you can focus on in depth into an area in the first phase one, expand the scope of the same, and create an end-to-end problem solving loop so that you can present on the same. Now, some of them would say that, okay, I want to focus on videos. I want to focus on text. More than all these technical understanding, while it is so important, we would say that look at the overall impact your problem can lead to or your project can lead to. Right. So please ensure that we will discuss that. And the whole process today is about to discuss how to go. And what do we do as a process? That you have three-stage process. One is that you propose. It's a one-pager, very clearly articulated one-pager statement that this is what I would want to. Yeah, I would want to solve. Yes. So one pager. Now to write that one pager, you have to read. You have to speak up. You have to explore before finalizing this topic. Otherwise, at abstract level itself, your project may get rejected. It has to follow certain guidelines, which is again, is it career enhancing? Is it what I want to do? Will it have a good shelf life? There are certain checklists that you have to go through before you finalizing your project. This will go through initial review with all of us here, and then you will fine tune your abstract and present it to a panel. Once the panel approves, again in industry panel approves the abstracts, then we would go ahead and allocate you the right mentor. So right mentor is very important. If somebody wants to work on, say, some domain, then the domain expert has to come in. So depending on the fitment, we would identify the right mentor. Then once the mentor is allocated, you have to work closely with the mentor for about one month or 1.5 months in case of first year project. In the second year project, it could be about 2 months or 2.5 months. You have to work closely with the mentor with a weekly meeting. So there would be a weekly mentoring session. You can come back and say that I was sick or I had those problems and all that. In my dictionary, there are only two things. And I hope that is the same with all of you. While I like gray, but I don't want to be in a gray mode all the time. I would say it's a black and white world for me, that either you have done things or you haven't done things, right? There is nothing that I will try. I would, no, I will try my best. All these are not acceptable in this process. And in your master's program, you can say, did I get my master's on time? Have I got, say, 80% marks on time? Or no, I got maybe the top project award. So there are awards as well for the best project, etc. There could be gold medal, which depends on what you do in your capstone projects. All these would talk about the discipline and the commitment and the perseverance. Keeping in mind that you have a full-time job, you have a family, but the third priority, job and family, and the third priority has to be this program and has to be doing something extraordinary well. Why? Because whole Reva University is looking up at race participants, because all of you have good experience and you must do much better than full-time students at Reva. And what is the indication? What is that you can demonstrate? Show your publications, show your impact you have created. So that is why I don't think anybody gives this kind of customized individual mentorship. Please make use of it and do not try maybe canceling out or whatever that you would whatever be the reasons. Because in one of our mentors says, even if you are sick, right, they say dress up and show up, dress up and show up, even if you are not well. So we don't want to hear, because what I hear is only personal messages and emotional messages on why I can't do. I would want to hear why you can do, right? So this is very important, especially in capstone projects. And then followed by research paper writing, and then you would get on to the final presentation. and the report. So report writing is a very, very, very important task. I know most of you are busy coding without even putting a proper comments. Nobody understand what the, sorry, I may use some bad word, what the code you are written, whether it is standing on an edge or it will fall off. That is why, because nobody follows the process. Nobody follows the process. So we want you to become a system thinker, right? Tomorrow, if you are not there, will this project will die along with you leaving the project? Or this project has a long-term standing, this project can be taken off together by some juniors or can commercialize into a product, multiple people can start working. That is why documentation and system thinking, a long-standing understanding what kind of artifacts I must create as part of this is so important. That is why report writing, we would be ruthless in this process of making you write well, making you cite well, making you think through with clarity. Simple, powerful presentation and report writing is important. And then the Viva, right? Viva again would be, how do you defend? Because if 5 people tell you that it is wrong, first of all, don't get into that stage when you are reaching at the end of the project. You must do multiple iterations, multiple pivoting during this stage only. Do not go to the Viva and fail, right? That we don't want. We want you to fail fast so that you can fail here, get up, pivot, change, adapt, and then move on till you finally present your Viva, right? So this is the process that we would look at. And this is the checklist. When you are picking a topic, can I say that this is career enhancing? Some of you would come and say, whatever project you give me, I will do. That's like being a victim, right? So don't take your life into your hand. So you would say that this is the career plan I have. 5 years down the line, I have to become a CTO, or I have to lead my analytics practices or whatever. Is it adding to that? So take a challenging problem which can make you stand apart from others in the market. And second is that, is it, and does it have an underlying domain? Artificial intelligence, computer science, or all these frills, if domain problem solving is not part of it, it may not stand by its own, right? So it is better that if somebody says facial recognition, we would ask, what is the business case? Can you sell your facial recognition solution to someone? Or you are just want to, out of a fancy curiosity, 10 faces are given and I would identify, right? That is not a project. Project must have some problem solving in a domain, in a sector, in a business context, right? And as I mentioned, do not take something obsolete, will become obsolete. Make Look at something trending. I'm sure you are reading all the trend reports. Dr. Ram is sharing. I most of the days share. Are you reading all these things? Do you know where AI is moving next time? Are you keeping ahead of that time and suggesting something? So please choose a topic which is so you are so obsessed with it. Do not choose something where at the end of the Viva, sometimes we feel now parallelly during this session, Viva is going on. Some of them present with such passion because they think their project is going to change the world. Some of them are forced into this and they present it so lukewarm that even the Viva panel is so sad in the end. So this is exactly the guidelines that you must follow, right? And we say contribute to current knowledge. That's what masters must do. That is what university must do. What is that I have contributed to the current knowledge? But do you know what is the current knowledge? Have you read what is current knowledge, right? So if you haven't read, then how would you contribute? You can't say this is a problem which I know exists that nobody has solved. And mine is the most innovative solutions because I haven't seen anyone solving. These are all very naive very childlike claims because we haven't read enough. So understanding current knowledge is important, and shelf life must be at least have 3 years. This is very scary because when we started off maybe 4 years back, analytics programs, and what we do today, what kind of problem statements are there. 4 years, so much of water is flowing. So many things are changing. So, but are you keeping track of the trends? Are you attending industry events? Are you talking to industry thought leaders? Not just race. Race definitely is a good ecosystem for you to connect. But are you making use of things in race? I haven't seen anyone, not a single person in this group, writing in that no in the main WhatsApp group. That is one of the ecosystem. So what are we discussing? Or is it that we are all mute spectators or whatever is being thrown to us, right? So that is not masters should behave. Masters should lead the conversations. So while choosing, please ensure that you have, you follow this. In terms of race lab, so we've another set of slides we are going to show what kind of projects that we have. So there are three things that you can get projects from. One is that your company sponsors. If your company sponsors, nothing like that, you can get brownie points because your mentors would help you to solve your project in your company. That can help you to move laterally within your organization. So we would strongly recommend, first preference is if you are bringing your company problem, that is the best project idea that you can propose. There are problems which race is looking at, either commercial or social. Some of the race projects that you can look at, right? And most of the race lab projects fall in this. These are interdisciplinary. There is definitely one or two domains coming together. There are at least one or two interdisciplinary subjects coming together, and definitely not MTech AI. Along with being technically efficient, you must know whether it is functionally capable. Also, we are quite domain agnostic. So anything from security analytics to employee lifetime value, anything we have now the expertise to work on. And everyone here must look at how to deploy to scale, right? So that is another major requirement that you must look at. So next set of presentation we are going to share. Let me stop for a minute. I know this is like a monologue, but if you want to ask anything, can you speak up? Does it make sense? Is it making sense, or you think we know everything, we can do better?
Shinu, what is the criteria for acceptance of the project? Like, how big must it be, like, in terms of scope?
Okay. So 120 hours, depending on the skill, no, Shipriya. So you come with definitely some background and you are working in this area. We would expect much more from you, right? So, but ideally, if you can complete the implementation in a month for phase 1 and 2 months in phase 2, you can comfortably. So do not overstretch. And depending on the project ideas, we will be able to narrow down the scope or increase the scope. If we find that it is a few lines of code and you want to do some kind of like, as I mentioned, facial recognition, we may not accept, right? So you need to look at not just scope on the technical side of it, but also on the implementation and scaling side of it, right? So
Yes, so that's what I wanted to check because sometimes the code could be very small, but to arrive at that, there might be a lot of processing that you have to do. So all that would also be included as part of the project, right? Like whatever descriptive and other analysis, insights, and then doing the code and then the outcome. So everything is included in that effort.
absolutely. So starting from ideation, because ideation itself, if you read well, while reading itself, you may have to spend about 10 to 1 second. Dr. Simha is also here. We are ideas
Okay.
for AI02.
Okay. Good.
No, we just yeah. Dr. Simha is here. He will his ideas. So they were asking that what is the scope and all that, and what kind of no depth that we should go.
Yeah, in fact, we are looking at not just spam detection. We would like to extend it. You can put it as topic detection. We are interested in email. Can you identify the persona from the email? Right, you have seen 20 emails and things like that. Whether can you see the sentiment or the persona of the customer who is sending the mail? Right, automatically can you extract it? Right, that's one of the things that are getting popular now, because immediately the sense has to come that client is not happy. So that's one of the things that we are looking at.
So we are just discussing multiple project ideas. We haven't gone there.
Okay.
Yeah. But any questions there to Dr. Simha? He came on a break, so you can ask now.
Select any two projects or two areas where you would like to specialize. Right? Would you like to specialize in machine learning? Would you like to specialize in deep learning? Right? Select two areas. If it is deep learning, machine learning, and things like that, is it natural language processing, right? Or is it speech analytics? Or is it some kind of vision, right? Computer vision. Where would you like to specialize? Select that first, right? Based on that, we can look at what type of projects and things like that. In fact, now the time has come that we have to introduce the virtual reality, meta, blah, 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 and all those things. How can we bring that here? Right? So that is likely to be the picking up trend. Most likely in next 2 years, you can see everybody doing it. So if we can start that now, you can be the pioneers. So you started this and you're trying to do that. So we're not talking about the augmented reality, but though that is one of the possibilities, mostly it is virtual reality, and would like to give the kind of immersive learning. In fact, we are very interested in using VR for immersive learning with the students. Now, if you have seen, we have a project called Teacher in Machine. We would like to make sure that the kid wears the glasses and some mythic character is coming and teaching it. Some Chota Beam is coming and teaching that spelling correction, everything will be done by that. That's one of the things that we are looking at. So it combines VR with AI. So such kind of projects is what you should be looking at.
Please speak up. So we are going to list out all these projects to you. We'll share this presentation also, so that you can look at. So our primary motto is that the first preference is that you bring your company problem so that it can help you and your company. Second is, if you are not getting projects, then align with any of the RAISE projects. But if you are aligning with RAISE projects, commitments, same like your company, commitments have to be very high, and the timelines that you have to follow. And these are going to be large projects that RAISE takes up. Your project would be a module in it. But if you want to become a team leader in that project, then you are welcome to do so, right? So options are, there are many projects which are going on from RAISE. RAISE has 2 or 3 major reasons that why we take a project. One is commercial. Of course, university has to show consulting abilities. From consulting, we become better teachers because we have practical understanding. So it is important that university engages in industry problem solving. So consulting is definitely part of it. And some of the consulting projects are paid project. So you will be paid back. And that's one way of actually getting an early ROI out of your program. So you may look at joining RAISE programs, RAISE projects. So I'm going to share a little bit of an overview. One is a series of organizational level problems. These are enterprise level problems. Means more of an operations, more of enterprise functions. Enterprise functions from, say, supply chain to marketing to sales to finance to operations to IT services to uh, anything related to an enterprise functions. And a lot of work is happening in HR area. It's done not because just because it is HR. No, it is employee efficiency, because in IT company about 50 to 60% of the money is spent on people. Now, can we efficiently work around to bring in the best employee efficiency into the system? That's why a lot of interest in recruitment analytics, employee lifetime value, etc. Supply chain is a series of opportunities. There are plenty of opportunities in supply chain analytics that you can look at. Similarly, customers, very critical for every organization. So can you look at again an end-to-end modeling for customer analytics? So series of organizational level activities, and something for the CEO, something for a business unit head, or if you are leading the services, if you have set up an organization, how would you look at an enterprise level analytics opportunities? Can you define? So in your own organization, if you go and sit with some of the functional leaders, they may give you some of the problem statements. So can you build that capabilities? Another set is mostly on the, as Dr. Sima mentioned, that we can get into the technical efficiency. Can you build series of things around conversations? Because replacing people with poor communication skill, with better communication skills, with AI-driven conversations, I think this is where the replacement of humans would happen in a big way. So can you replace a teacher? We are not talking about replacing teacher in the literary sense, but can teaching becomes much more engaging than one-to-one teacher kind of a conventional teaching? Can you bring in AI powered teaching? Can you bring in a music trainer who can teach teach better than a typical trainer? In fact, that trainer would get the best out of this product. So it is not to replace but to enhance and improve their efficiency maybe 100 times than what they can do today, right? So can you look at conversations, teachers, educational ecosystem, not just the subjects? Can you teach math well? Can you teach programming well with AI? Can you teach music well with AI? Something very creative. Can you make AI to do better, right? So these are the challenges that we would want to look at. Another thing is, can you see? I mean, can machines see what humans can see and take actions, right? So can you train the way that you train your eyes and detect problems or identify opportunity? Can you look at AI to get into that zone, right? So you have series of things around computer vision. Similarly, anything to deal with your literary sense, your writing skills, your ability to understand natural languages, series of languages that which the dialects, like number of languages. There are so many opportunities. So these are some of the broad areas that we could look at. And another interesting area why we put this slide is because security, because cybersecurity, we are running a series of programs, and you know that a lot of securities today is automated. Security analytics is a very niche area. A lot of our AI participants are now moving on to security. In security, there is a lot of commercial products and opportunities. So we would be interested if somebody wants to combine, if you have a security background and wants to bring in some kind of an analytics applications in getting the organization secured. Data privacy, data confidentiality, all these things are part of AI problem statements also. So therefore, this is a good area to look at. We have listed a series of projects here. Say something like an auto visualization. Prof, you want to talk about this project?
Yes, in fact, one of the things we are interested is everybody tells, okay, I will get it, automate the graphs and things like that. But can you extract the insights from that and explain that in natural language? Possibly explain that vocally. Can you do speech to text, I mean, text to speech conversion and do that? This exactly is what we are looking at. For example, it is presented here with multiple stacked bars. So what exactly it means? What is more important? So it has to be done by somebody who knows the domain. Can AI do that? Can AI tell the green is most important and most likely it is giving X amount of money and you have to concentrate on this and it is declining and it is good in this area? Such kind of things which is very important. Can it extract that insight? So automated discovery basically is visual insight extraction from the data, which is novel, which the humans may not see, but machines can see. Humans can override it later, but it gives the starting point what to look for. So that's one of the things we are interested. Yeah.
So we are going to list a few. It is not. It is for you to give an idea about what kind of projects RACE is doing, and if anyone is interested, let us know. This is very, very, very important project for us. There are few PhDs are also working on this project. What we are saying is that there are a lot of underprivileged kids in this country, right? And there are a lot of teachers who have been not been trained well, and a lot of talent is hidden in this. Though this classroom may not be the right setting. In fact, Reva has adopted about 10 schools from about 10 kilometers radius from Reva University, government primary schools with the most abysmal facilities possible. Starting from lack of teachers, if teachers are there, poor quality teachers, if students are there. Yes, 1 second, bro, 1 second.
Shini ma'am, shall I lead the conversation for 2 minutes if you okay?
Yes, 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 Farid.
Hello all. Anyways, as Shini ma'am said and JVS sir said, like first you can look for your company projects and raise projects. But other than that, I will give you one more tip. First, choose an industry. It is just a recent update I got, so that's what I would like to share. Yesterday, since I work in research team, I got a mail from one of the stakeholders saying that he wants one case study on retail analytics. Or he did not say anything about problem statement, and we were completely wondering what to do. What is the problem statement? There is nothing. Only the industry name is given. So immediate thing that we did is like just to show something there. So we have gone through a couple of publications or papers that are done on retail and I mean like this particular industry and how analytics is added to that. So with that existing whatever is gone, what is mentioned in the paper, we started improvising with the advanced DL techniques or any ML techniques and showing as one of the potential case study. So you can always think differently that to get your capstones unique. And one good part with this is like when you are going through one paper, if you are referring any paper and trying to create a capstone, you will start getting an opportunity to create your own data. That means the data simulation and again the exploratory data preparation, and again you will get to know the right model configuration that has to apply. So these things will really give you more and more a larger scope of learnings. And other than that, if you need any projects from my company, like because mostly like I do deal with the research team, that's the reason I do have plenty of opportunities for taking help or giving help in terms of these capstones. You're okay with that. And one success story from me is like from your own batch. Katirasan, he already started working with me from 4 months ago. He was too early. He started his project too early. He completed 80% of the project, and in 20%, in a 15-20 days, he will be finishing it off. So if anyone would like to interact with me on that, I'm happy to help you all. Thank you, Shini ma'am.
Thank you, Funny. So, Funny, Mithun, all of us will be here to help you. So let me kind of go back little larger vision that RACE has, right? See, RACE or any university for that matter must influence and create impact. While we know we need sustainability, commercial projects are all important, but we also know that there are so many kids around who have not been fortunate actually to get in. That is why some of these projects like Teacher in Machine, we are so passionate about building. In fact, there are two companies would be now sponsoring this project. So that means the reach and the impact we can create out of Teacher in Machine. What are we saying? The poor kids coming from local vernacular language, they don't have a support system in their family like us to help them learn English, and their ability not to converse with the right accent and ability not to actually understand English the way that a native speaker would speak is going to create huge repercussions in their confidence level itself. Teachers' pronunciation, kids' pronunciation of English language will be mocked later when they try to get into the mainstream. That is where we want to know whether an AI agent or AI, this could be like a fund, like Dr. Simha mentioned, it could be a chota bheem. Can we create a 3D customized printed chota beams in the schools who will play with the kids on correcting their pronunciation and making them understand first standard the Kannada book or English book through Kannada. So English learning through Kannada, English learning through Hindi or Urdu or Malayalam or Telugu, whichever is their local language, can we teach them better English so that they can very seamlessly contribute to the mainstream. So this has been, so what we have done so far is a phase 1 POC is working, that at least about 4 or 5 of our research participants and master students have worked on. One of the PhD student is working on it. That the idea is that the complete NCERT textbooks, 1 to 4 standards, first to fourth standard, English, Kannada, Hindi, coding we have not covered now, Urdu, as well as Telugu and Malayalam. These are the 4 local languages we have taken, and create the entire speech to text as well as text to speech pronunciation mechanism so that the people get very fluent with the English textbook, which is Marigold in NCERT first standard. Can we teach them better than a teacher with fun? With fun, that means interactivity, your web, the application front end, UI, your the humanoid part of it, whatever that we call, we would want to create a more of a fun looking plaything with the kids and the teachers so that they actually go and interact with them freely. So this is a large project. We are looking at about 1,000 kids are there in 10 schools which are adopted by Reva University. Can we actually do field testing, get the training done, because each of them pronounce differently. The whole the training and learning will take some time. So this is definitely companies are showing interest as part of their CSR funding. If you are interested, please connect with us. We can give a small pitch about this project more, and some of you definitely would request you to work on this project, either as a capstone or as a long-term giving back to the society, right? Because MTech AI, what is the use if you have an MTech AI and you are only working about increasing your salary and you haven't actually impacted anything in the society? So these are great opportunities for you to work on improving the lives of the less privileged, right? And no, so this is we are very multiple projects are available in this. If somebody is very good in Kannada, they can take up the Kannada part. Somebody is good in Hindi or Urdu or Malayalam, Telugu, you can take up any of those languages and start working and bettering that modules. Currently, first standard of about 300 words of these 4 languages are covered, but we have a long way to go. We haven't done field testing. We haven't done the AI implementation part of it. The training part of it has not started. So a lot of things are still pending here. Praveena and all are working. I hope you know that they are working on something called Racer, which is a conversational chatbot, right? So this Praveena is actually leading that project, and some of you are already working on it, right?
Yeah.
So Praveena, if I'm sure you have, I don't know whether you have presented an abstract or something, but
Not yet, no.
yeah. So you may look at maybe some of your projects could come from here. If somebody wants to join Praveena, but very clearly cut, say there are 2 things. Capstone project is time bound and the scope has to be well defined. Whereas projects like Racer, Teacher in Machine is a long-term project. So that means it will have multiple modules. So capstone projects and long-term projects, please ensure that you don't get carried away in the large projects and you don't know what is your capstone project. So while you are putting effort in the large projects, please also ensure that you get aligned the credits and get the masters as part of it, right? So that discussions and all we can have. Dr. Rashmi is leading this project from our end. You can discuss with her and Praveena to see what are the branches that you can create out of this. And a lot of interesting applications that we can look at, a lot of domain uses that we can look at. And this is a very trending topic as well. A voice bot. So in fact, we were looking at no UI based voice bot. That means anybody comes to the website, questions should be asked and answers should be given. Like maybe when the way I am talking, that the bot has to replace me, right? So these are interesting projects we can look at. A series of things on recruitment analytics. We are not going inside this, but I put Funny's name. Funny is doing PhD in recruitment analytics. A series of projects are available, starting from cost of hire, reneg, performance analysis, predictions, and all that. You may connect with him. This is a problem statement from Mithun. Cold start problem. When no data is available, where do you start, right? Mithun, you want to speak?
Okay, thanks. So especially guys in the e-commerce space, one of the critical problems is about making a recommendation, right? Let's say Amazon or YouTube or any of these, Netflix for that matter. What happens is that they look at your past purchase history and then they make a recommendation, right? So if I've visited Amazon 20 times, they look at my past purchase history, and then the 21st time I visit, they make a recommendation. But there is a problem here wherein if the person has come very first time into the system, what kind of recommendation will you make? Right. So this is a typical problem which is called as the cold start problem, where there is absolutely no data as to what he is likely to purchase. So this is a very interesting problem. So within cold start problem, there are three types. You can pick up either user cold start or item cold start or system cold start. User cold start, as the name itself suggests, the user has come for the first time. Let us say Apple tomorrow launches a new product about which there is no rating at all. Now, who would you recommend these products to? That is user cold start. There is a third kind wherein both of these, the product is new as well as the user base is new, right? So to this class of people, what would you recommend? So this is a very interesting area, and I think you can make a good career for yourself, because recommendation engine and such things will stay, right? Because e-commerce space, they make a lot of business only through recommendation. So this is a good case if you ask me this.
Absolutely. In fact, with data, without data, you must be able to work. Don't ever ask, give me the data, right? Your job is not to get somebody's data and build a model. Sorry, building model is now an old skill. Nobody is interested. Are you solving the problem starting from designing, getting the data, simulating, synthesize, do an end-to-end loop of solving that problem? That is what we are interested. So cold start and similar problems, understanding industry, somebody's patterns, and so that you can solve this problem. So these are all interesting topics. Employee lifetime. This is another.
Sorry to disturb, ma'am. Pravina here. So currently, in my organization, I am working on recommendation system itself. But there we already had the data engineering done for one of the clients. That is a retail domain. For example, I'm working for Kellogg. Okay, so now we have built a recommendation system for India Kellogg. It took about 4 months of time for us, but that is done in Databricks using ML So I just wanted to understand whether that kind of problem statement comes under retail analytics, or whether it comes under this e-commerce recommendation systems.
See, Kellogg's, especially in the CPG market, when you are I mean, the domain is very, what is the sector? Sector would be CPG.
Retail.
Yes. And what is the area that you are working? Because Kellogg's is typically a retail pushed the project, right? So
Yes.
it's a retail project, and you are building a recommendation system using AI. So I think it's very I don't think there is a confusion there about which sector, which domain that it comes, right? It's a
Yeah, but
Mhm.
like for example, now Kellogg, they had their B2B with Amazon, Flipkart, or any warehouses for. So there we have the data. Now they are going to start their B2B with Walmart, where there is no data at all.
excellent, excellent.
Correct.
So
But
such
B2B
kind
with
of
Walmart,
recommendations will come under this cold start, or do
Yes.
we take the past recommendation which B2B had with Kellogg's and Flipkart or any Amazon sales, and we do recommend? So what kind of problem statement that is coming into play? I'm not understanding that.
Kellogg's is a very, very well established brand. You have the overall very granular data available
Yes.
for the entire past history in a B2C market, B2B market, various geographic locations. That data is absolutely available. Cold start for a B2B for a Walmart, I think you have enough data to be.
Teams.
Yeah. So it may not be called as cold start. Cold start is typically when you are,
E-commerce.
yeah, no, it can not be e-commerce also. What I'm saying is that there is absolutely no data. Kellogg's, you cannot call it as cold start. Kellogg has enough past history with it, right? B2B market in Walmart. So if you are looking at B2B market, whether Kellogg has done wholesale sales with some of the other B2B market, that data would be the base on which you will identify the pattern. And from there, you will have some kind of an input while building a Walmart B2B model for Kellogg's, because for this particular problem, it could be a cold start problem, but your data would come from the previous experience you already had in other B2B markets with other retail channel partners like Walmart, or maybe they would have done something with any other channels.
But Pravina, one point you have here, but you can actually consider as a one of the innovative idea because it's applied in, for example, Amazon, but it's not there in Flipkart. But if you have access, right? So what you can say that that particular model is not there in your company as a right place. Definitely, you can say that this is one of the innovative ideas that I would like to come up with. Thereby, other competitors are doing, so why can't we? So you can start with that. It will not be a cold start, but however, you have an opportunity to actually implement it with your innovative ideas or something like that.
Yeah, actually now the problem statement has come up telling that we have already included Amazon, Flipkart when they are going to include it in Tata Click or something. So they don't have any recommendation or any past history. They are going to start new. So such kind of things, the statement has come up and we have to give the solution. So that's the reason I was just asking.
You can copy paste it, no worries.
You already have enough data to solve, because if Flipkart and Amazon patterns, if you understand, it's almost similar in a Tata Click also, right? Unless you have a very different customer segmentations and customer profiling in Tata Click. So you definitely can take input from us. Maybe the naive statement is copy and paste. No, it's not going to be very different from Amazon and Flipkart. But here we are talking about a new market entry, right? New market entry, completely a virgin market. That how would you start?
Ma'am, I
But
wanted to say the same thing. Sorry to cut you. I mean, for the existing data, we focus more on penetration, market penetration. But if we want to venture a new market, which is known as market development, then the cold start.
absolutely. We lost you, Soumya. Yeah, absolutely. This is mainly, I mean, you can still talk about cold start for B2B market in Walmart for Kellogg, but the moment Kellogg and Walmart comes in, they would say this is not a cold start problem. But as Soumya rightly mentioned, new market development, when there are no similar patterns available, completely a new product entry, right? That is where the cold start would be. So you can read more on cold start. and what classifies a good cold start. But if you want to use this term little generally you may use it. It's not like hard fast.
This means zero data.
Yeah. Yes.
We don't have any touch points. We don't know customer purchase history. If you want to use generically, I mean, doesn't matter. But cold start, typically in today's day and age, we use for e-commerce data, Flipkart, Amazon. These are the areas where we just say cold start.
Okay.
Right? And even if I have some, usually as Shinu was mentioning, for non-e-commerce space, typical retail, Reliance Fresh or Big Bazaar or any of these things, generally speaking, we will have some kind of data, or we can fetch data from third-party vendors. So there is a way out there. But in a typical e-commerce data, we'll have sparsity of data. We already have sparsity. We have very, very weak information. On top of it, this new entrant comes in, very difficult to make any recommendation. So in that context, usually cold start as a word is used, as a phrase is used.
Okay, got it.
Sorry,
Yeah, these are all some of the ideas that you must keep in mind. Go read up, right?
Yeah.
We are giving you one more week to come back, right?
And don't be so much into the nomenclature.
Yeah.
The concept and solving the problem is more important. Yes. Than whether it is exclusively for e-commerce or exclusively for retail space.
Yes.
Right?
Be flexible.
Go beyond the nomenclature.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So employee lifetime is a very, very interesting area that like customer lifetime value, very, very few work is done in this area. So if somebody is interested, can connect with us on building a better efficient model and bring the best ELTV understanding on your employees and how to optimize your employees. Supply chain, a series of things are there, intermittent demand. This is connected to kind of a problem statement that most of the time your supply chain data would be very, very intermittent based on seasons, and demands would be very almost nil in most of the cases. How would you actually create a forecasting solution? So interesting problem to solve if you are from supply chain analytics. We have discussed about music teacher. That means, can we create a product? Especially those who have music interest must ideally look at something like this, right? Can we create an AI-driven music teacher, right? But somebody must have the background of music. So I will, Mithun, I don't know, I put Mithun's name. I may not be the right person. Dr. Simha is very keen to work on this. Mobile screeners, multiple detection.
Sorry to disturb here. Like when it came to the music teacher, initially when some team members like me, Soumya and Purnima were working on AI-based Antakshari, whether this comes under the like same pattern kind of.
So music teacher, what we say is that it's a pet idea of Dr. Simha that we were looking at classical music being again, it's like a pronunciation or a music music corrections as well as so that is the idea. But your project definitely, I think Dr. Simha is the one who started off that Antakshari. That is a good project to have. In fact, we can actually put it up that project immediately to open market, saying that whoever is doing Antakshari with AI can look at this project. I think I don't know where that project went off. We should look at it back, Pravina, Soumya. It's a it was working model as well. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, under music maybe you can put this. This is little different from there. That we are looking at creating, not replacing, enhancing music teachers, because one-on-one teaching is very, very expensive now. If we can use a scalable, like a Duolingo, how Duolingo is doing language, can we create something on that? It's all large project ideas, but somebody can start looking at. We haven't worked at all. There is one participant who worked on it, who was very keen on music because he comes from that area. So some working model, some basic models are available. You can connect if somebody is interested. Mobile screeners, all these facial recognition, detection, retinopathy, eye detection. So diabetic retinopathy, you know that Google has an excellent product available. You can You can check in the in the website. But can we look at your own camera phone, phone camera, and then detect all these things? This is a major challenge. So anybody can use. If we can create more of democratized AI solutions to the poor and the needy. So any healthcare system or a center can do this detection at that, and then build it, maybe a cloud-based solutioning. Series of things on mobile screener we can look at. Series of things, not just leprosy. It could be anything, including some of the ideas that if you have a dent on the car, right? You got into a minor accident and there is a dent. Can you upload the dent and get a code for the insurance? Or get the best codes from all the insurance facilities, or maybe from the repair shops, right? You have a lot of car repairs. So if you want to get the best code, these are series of things. If you can build a mobile application with an AI driven, amazing opportunity for you to patent the idea as well as, because there is a hardware associated. Patents come only if you have a hardware, right? So you definitely can look at these areas. Retail bot is similar to say Race bot or Racer. That can you be the point of contact for retail queries, right? And you know that in airport today there are a lot of Q&A systems which is put in here in Bangalore airport. Similarly, time will come that everything is now being answered by a robot than a human being, because human beings are cranky, moody, we don't know what they will speak and all that. So it is better that slowly companies would look at more intelligent robots handling customer queries with more pleasant voice, more interactive way. That will improve their customer satisfaction score, right? So these are some of the areas. Diabetic screener we just spoke, so it could be a mobile application. This is a series of things that some of the participants from batch 1 has done. Depth detection, object detection, lane detection. Our intention, Dr. Sima is working with a few participants now. Our intention is to have a autonomous vehicle in Reva University campus, taking the people across. So a few monocular cameras, and if we fit in our buggies, can it go around and act as an autonomous vehicle? So this is a project which has multiple modules which comes in. You can connect. This is another very, very, very interesting model. I would be very keen to work on this voice of customers. Earlier market research is done with questionnaires, people standing in malls and getting. Right now, that voice of customers is out there open. So many reviews are there. So much of things people are, vocally telling good news. I mean, good reviews, bad reviews. Can we create an instant market research company, right? If anybody wants to know what my customers are talking about a new EV product which I just launched, right? Maybe Ola wants to do a market research. Can we create quick, good formatted reports on the customer voice of customers? So a lot of, at least about 4 or 5 projects are done in this area. Now we are looking at developing this into an application which can actually give out this service for anybody who wants to do market research in say in half an hour's time. Because you have tweets going all the way, you have all the customer surveys going all the way. Okay, so this is a good way of looking at. Funny just came in with my voice. Okay, so this is interesting. AutoLit, some of the participants are working, where we are saying that given a set of the literature, papers, etc., can you summarize? Can you help the doctoral students? Can you help those who are summarizing and developing blog articles? Can you create automated literature summaries? Right. So this is another project. Series of stuff on customer analytics, RFM, etc. CRM analytics is another area. Another very, very important thing some of the security analytics participants are working is We have a SOC here. Can you look at the patterns of the traffic? Logs which are coming in through internal and external traffic, create an AI use cases, series of use cases. So this would be a series on say botnet to your there are about 16 plus attack vectors that which we have planned to cover. So some detection models are already working with race participants, but we want to expand that and cover the entire gamut of cybersecurity attacks to race. So that means this SOC becomes maybe India's first AI powered SOC. We would want to create that kind of a story. So somebody who is good in security, who understands the packets, understand the traffic, internal and external traffic, please connect. Dr. Sandeep would help. Dr. Soumya will help, right? And this is another one. There are a lot of threats happening because of internal problems, internal employees. So can we look at internal employee or user behavior? Like in university, students, faculty, staff, everybody does something or other. Maybe they are trying to steal the data, change the data, so many things they do. So can we look at user behavior analysis, especially on the security analytics perspective? This is one of the use case that already people have built. You can look at, right? And this is the project. So this was a small brief on the kind of projects which we do. There are more, but at least it's a good start for you to think through, right? What Race is doing. Of course, your company is doing something. You can bring in that or some of the projects that which we have discussed, right? So we'll stop for a minute to hear your questions. Everybody slept, huh?
No, ma'am.
We are listening.
Is
So,
it recommended that? Sorry, someone had a question.
no, it's okay.
Thank you, Praveen. So I just wonder, is it like we pick one of the one of the many that you guys showcased, or is it? I mean, we're open to pick up something which is outside of the box.
Absolutely. Always first you get the box, then you break the box. Sorry, because it's a joke. Okay, so
No, you are open to come up with any of your favorite problem statement. No worries in that. At the same time, we will be screening internally. Like once if you come up with any problem statement, right, we will ask you to put it in an abstract format. And it would be reviewed by again external panel, and he has to sign up. Okay, this particular project has some potential, business requirements and also. Then only you will be start working on the project.
one more thing is if there is no sponsor, right? Either your company must sponsor or Race must sponsor, right? If there is no sponsor, you just want to have one idea and then want to proceed. Maybe because you have some research aspirations or you want to start up something, then that set of projects are open, but it has to go through our internal process, right? So our preference would be you get a sponsor from your company, solve your company's problem, or solve a sponsored problem. In fact, last 2 days back, I just went to a hospital next to Reva University for some reason. They have so many analytics opportunities, and they are ready to actually fund also. They are ready to fund. Hospitals, right? Hospital management, hospital operations, mostly it is a mess. They don't have visibility, or they don't know how to forecast inventory optimization, their pharmacy management, their patient management. There are so many opportunities, unless they are maybe a Manipal or some kind of a corporate hospital. Most of the maybe a retail, like one of our student from batch 4, Ajita, she just went to a store next door to her house where she buys grocery from. She created a catalog, identified, took all the pictures of all the vegetables that is being bought. She got all the POS receipts of that shop, understood what is the associated products people are buying, started helping the retailer to place cross-selling products together, upselling process together. And she actually helped that retailer next door to improve his sales and have a better customer connect. So opportunities are plenty. Reva University, plenty of opportunities. Can you claim that we will use analytics to make sure that the what drives student skilling, right? So much large problems to solve, right? So plenty of opportunities. Somebody says, "Give me the data," I would shoot. Yes, yeah. Mithun is completing my sentence.
But one friendly suggestion to all of you, try to peak with my 5 years experience in race. I'm telling you, okay, I know that with all these, whatever the session happening, you will be really so much motivated and try targeting the high-end projects. That's a great thing. I'm not against that, but try to get the actionable and executable project where you can, because just like first you need to understand that it's your exam, right? So there is always something that you need to keep it in your mind first, that it's your exam, and pick the actionable and executable project. This is my friendly suggestion.
Okay, we could be very unfriendly later. Okay, so please. Sorry, I think all are muted and all. It's not that we want to have fun at your expense. No, please ensure that you put enough effort, right? Vinay, you want to ask something?
No, madam. I think I got the answer. It's better to stick to what is there.
Okay. So this is the life cycle. Your idea will be validated. Idea first has to go through literature review. I will tell you a little bit on that because people are allergic to reading, is what I am feeling. They would say, "Oh, I read some blog, I read some WhatsApp forwards," and these are all not literature, right? WhatsApp literature, WhatsApp University. Then we will start developing. We'll test. We can look at patents. We can convert that into a conference presentation. We can publish a paper, right? So this is the process. Okay, now where to begin, right? So based on this presentation would be given to you. You start looking at 2 or 3 areas. Dr. Simha mentioned maybe technically you want to say that I want to be in conversational AI space, or somebody wants to be in computer vision area, right? Or I want to be in retail and text conversational AI, or I want to be in education as a base and build a conversational AI. So find a domain and find an area of expertise and do a quick review of research papers. So we have restrictions. If you read Wikipedia in a scale of 1 to 10, Wikipedia is maybe scored as 1 or 2. It is a good source, but it may not be, because everybody can go and do editing there, right? Uh, if you are taking from some journal, please look at the journal's validity. We would say the right journal papers if you are referring. Why? Because that will be very, very stringently peer reviewed. Who are the peers? Experts in the area. They will say that this journal publication is gone through multiple peer reviews. Sometimes to publish in a good journal, the authors would have gone through 15 iterations, 20 iterations, because the experts would want you to write the best which suits that journal, right? So better the journal you bring in, better your deep understanding on the topic, right? And each paper, when you are reading, understand the research gap. Every paper would end up saying that what could have been done, what has been missed out. So those are the hints for you to look at. Okay, already this paper I've done so much. Code is available. You know that papers with code is there. I'll show you quickly something. Papers with code is there. Archive journals are there. You have entire Google Scholar, Google Patents are available. You can read all these things and understand which is the right paper in your area, right? For that, you have to narrow down. It's like a top-down approach that you have to get onto. And research gap, finalize your topic, brainstorm with your colleagues and mentors. That means before you present it to us, talk to 2, 3 people in the industry, talk to our mentors, pick up the phone. Some of the people will actually send me a message that, can I talk to Dr. Sima? You don't need my permission to talk to Dr. Sima. Can I speak to, say, Mithun, funny, or no, you don't take my permission. Why you have to? I'm not a, what is that? I'm not a prison guard here, right? Okay, so please talk to people and get the thing. Now let me just quickly look at what to read, right? What to read. It's so important. You should know what to read. So I'm just going to add here paper with code because that was not added. Papers with code. 1 second. Some new participants for upcoming batch. Sorry, we get disturbed once in a while. Okay, so we have Google Scholar. If you want to go get into Google Patents, okay, you can read that. So these are some of the access. You will get the entire Scopus journals with Reva access. I will put the message in the LMS, right? You have IEEE Explore access, Elsevier access, Springer, all these things because you are a university student. So you have enough materials to read. So now let me just show you how would you read, right? I have done some kind of work, but I'm not sure whether you have done literature review earlier to this. You can always tell me that if this you know, right? So Google Scholar everyone knows, right? Have you also seen Google Patents? Google Patents,
Yes, ma'am.
same. Yes, same. So these are all repository of all the patents which are being published and granted. Google Scholar is another repository, right? So if I have to say conversational AI, I would get on to since 2018, take the latest and search for PDFs, right? Because I'll get the papers directly, right? So these many papers are coming for 45,000, right? This is now what is that I should immediately do? Maybe take neural approaches to conversational AI, right? So I need to read definitely. And so I have to download or read whichever way. Google Patents, I can do the same thing here, conversational AI. There are how many patents? Okay, there are only two. Forensic interaction. I think the search has to be narrowed down. This is one source. You have archive. Archive is from Cornell University, right? So archive right now is not considered as a good repository still, but a lot of interesting work is coming here. Please read under conversational AI here again. Right? You have how many papers? We have plenty. All the latest actually now is coming, and it is PDF. It's an open access. You can search for the right papers. You have something like paper with code, which I am sure already been discussed, right? With code. So please check. Please check this site. You have all the IEEE access, right? So I'm assuming that you have the access to IEEE. It's already been given through LMS. So please sign in and do the same exercise. So at least 4 or 5 repositories of papers that you must have before you start identifying the right papers. So put it into your local disk. And how do you read? What do? You have something called Mendeley. I am just putting because I am just so this is called a repository where you will actually create your library. Your library is a combination of all the papers you have read for certain projects, right? So you have to put all these. So once you have all the papers on your local disk, create a Mendeley account and put all your work. So you can drag and drop, add new, or you can just drag and drop all your papers from your local disk. So this will automatically get cited. Now what you do, read the book from here. Ideally, read the book from here, right? So I would read here. So this paper is available to me. Now I can look at the paper. Now how do you read a paper? Read the abstract and search whether this abstract has any interest to me, right? Now, what is the paper coming from? Interdisciplinary Journal of Research in Business. What you do is that whether this is a good journal or not, please search this. Please take this journal. Sorry, just trying to search. It's not coming. 1 second. So, okay. So I would do something like a Scopus search. Scopus is run by a place called, I mean, this is run by, it's not Scopus. Let me go to Schemago. This is called a Schemago. I will put these links in the group. Second. Please ask if you have any issues because it's an important process. We will insist when you are putting. So Schemago is called Schemago Journal and Country Rank. Schemago is run by Thomson Reuters. They have ranked all the journals in the world and ranked them based on the journal's impact. Journal's impact is more and more people start citing the articles coming in that paper, right? So if it is an SJR ranked journal, please use that as your reference. Do not go and do some basic search on conversational AI and get some blog article. That is also good to start with, but that may not be considered in master's degree as your. Okay, Mithun and Funny is calling me now. Okay. Okay, you can get conversational AI, you can refer, but this may not be considered as a good reference. Okay, so go to SJR and go and search this journal, Interdisciplinary Journal of Business Research. See, this is not listed. So that means my Mendeley, this one, I may look at it, I may list it, but this may not be the right journal to look at if I have to get the latest and a better journal. Now let me look at another one, right? Forecasting. So now you see all my papers are coming together and I also have the library. Now I can quickly compare about 10 papers like this, right? I can read faster. I can see what is here. Now, what is this paper? This paper has come in something called IEEE Systems Journal, right? IEEE System Journal. So IEEE System Journal definitely will be a Scopus ranked journal. So I need to definitely look at Schemago and then search again, right? And sorry, this is IEEE. IEEE System Journal. Now, if you go to IEEE System Journal, you will see that its impact is 88, and you can go to homepage and check, but it will give you a lot of other information that this is a good journal with total citations, total documents. They have so many articles, each citations per document. What is a citation? If you go to this one, can you see this paper is cited by 547. This paper is cited by 547. How to cite? Suppose I have read this. How do I cite? Go here and check the format. So if I have to cite this paper, I have to add this as my reference. I have to add this, right? So this is an APA style. For MTech, it is IEEE style. We have to use that citation. So if you want more session on this, we will take, but I don't want to go on with this. But now you know how to actually select the right paper while you are building, right? Now, when I have this paper, I would quickly look at this and match whether this project is interest to me, my topic area. Otherwise, discard it. Go to the next one, right? If I am interested, then I go further. There are any report has only 3 or 4 parts. An introduction. What is the current work which is available in this section? That is called related work or literature review. For example, this is on forecasting stock market movement direction using sentiment analysis with support vector machine, right? So they would be talking about stock market data which is coming in. They would talk about sentiments. They would talk about forecasting based on all these things or sentiment analysis. Related work is what is sentiment analysis, how this is done, what kind of algorithms have been used, how SPM can be used in predicting this, right? So you have all the literature review coming in here. And what is that this paper does? What is this paper doing? So they are saying that investor sentiments have been put in the market. Can I now look at sentiments of the investors and see whether stock market movement has anything to do with investor sentiments, right? So this is the diagram. Maybe in my paper I can copy this. When I am copying this, do copy. More reference you have in your paper, it is always good. But when you are copying, you have to give the credit to this author. That figure 1.1 in my article is taken from this author. That's all. You have to cite. You have to cite. If you do not cite and keep on copying and pasting and saying it is all mine, then you will be caught in plagiarism, right? So please be informed that this is an important step. You have to read at least about 14 to 15 papers while you are doing paper 1, your capstone 1, and at least about 30 to 40 good papers when you are doing your capstone 2, right? You may look at some of these derivations, formulas, etc., but you may get into how they calculated sentiments, right? You may look at this formulas in which how they have calculated this sentiment score and overall methodology. And if I am picking some part of it, please use this as a reference, right? I may look at how they solved it, and then there is a conclusion and future work. You can write to them. You can write to this Rui Ren and get all the data if you want. You want to continue working on it. Lot of Chinese. Absolutely, AI is going to be ruled by Chinese now. So if you are not keeping a trend of what these people are doing, all the good papers and the entire US market is also been dominated by Chinese, right? So this is the way that you would do literature review. I'll pause for a minute. Is it clear? Is it difficult? Is it too much? Hello.
Yeah, it's kind of clear because since I have attended some of the Wednesday sessions, I am able to get the point. But in Wednesday session, we were getting to see about Mendeley and how to search all those things. Here I'm getting to know more.
Okay, great. So Prerna has been attending. Others, anybody attended Wednesday sessions?
Ma'am,
The Saturdays, pardon?
Said. I mean, I'm echoing what Pravina said.
Okay. Yeah, so people who are not attending Wednesday session, because Saturdays are, we are very busy with modules. We don't want to again come and tell you all these things, right? But this process is so important. We would be very ruthlessly following some of these process, identifying the right journal article, citing that, building a story, creating a knowledge enhancement on some of the seminal papers you are referring is all very important when you are building your capstone projects, because that is the only way you can defend your panel. Panel is not going to, you cannot defend saying that, no, this is a novel problem. Only I had this vision to solve this problem. No, before you even think problems are solved on the world. World is too big, right? So we are not a frog in the well. So if you think that, I am the Raja in that well, no, you will be shattered in the defense and the viva, right? So please come back with very strong literature review, understanding the market, where we are going, read the right papers, cite, then understand the research gap and build. Why? Do not reinvent the wheel. Wheels are already there. If you are adding a new dimension to the wheel, make it look better, faster, efficient. But don't go and say that I am now building this new wheel. Nobody is interested, right? Okay, so for you it might be new, but for the world it is not new, right? Right. Okay, so Mendeley, very important. Now, another thing, I just want to maybe open one project which, because we have been doing only, yeah. Which one I should open? 1 second.
I think Manchu.
Okay. Funny is I have to search because
No, I'm just telling that.
Okay, so I am also little. Okay, so let me look at. Yeah, this is Brajesh, but I have to see. Okay, so this is how your report would look like. It has all the navigation pane. We use maximum word, all the features. You know, these are the features, right? You have to use it well. So all these templates would be given to you. And now in the literature review, what either you use Mendeley or you use the referencing tool. Here you can do manage sources, right? You can build your source. So you need to build this database, whether it's a journal article, what is the author, what is the title, what is the year, all that. And when you're citing, I'm just going here. When you're citing, say for example, you are citing this paper, right? This paper. You don't have to write anything. Once you have this, add a new source or something. One second. Let me add a new source. I'm adding funny. Funny is here. Funny's paper. Title is recruitment analytics. Huh?
Yes.
Recruitment analytics. You don't have to do this if you use Mendeley. That is why Journal of Recruitment. It's not there. I'm just writing, right? Recruitment. Year is say 2022. The rest you can leave it, right? Now see it has come automatically. Automatically it has come in a format which is called an APA style. You just change the style into IEEE, right? This has been automated. Now you go and go to bibliography, keep your cursor here and say add the bibliography. See, funny has been added. It is okay. So hope it's as simple as that.
But anyways, like regarding this, we will be taking you through one more session on this. No worries. But just understand the aeroplane view at least now. So in detail, we will be explaining the upcoming classes or sessions.
Okay. So don't keep on copying and saying that I have invented all this. Nobody invents anything unless unless you are extremely So what your invention is all these things, data modeling part of it. But literature review and all that, we have to give the credit to the people, right? So this is Mendeley or Word in text bibliography in citation, or you can use the cite option from Google Scholar or every paper. So once we have this, it will actually automatically pick up. So what you have to do is create a Mendeley Chrome addition plugin here. So any website you are crawling, any website you are taking, anything that you are doing, you add it as a Mendeley Chrome, it will come. So that means what we are saying is under reference, if you see here, manage sources, you can do any kind of source. It could be journal article, it could be book section, it could be a report, it could be a movie, it could be a website, it could be a sound recording, it could be a film, anything can be cited and it must be cited. It must be cited, right? So please be aware about this process of citation. And we will go through Turnitin because we do not want anyone to be caught for academic integrity. Some of the vice chancellors are caught for academic dishonesty and they'll be put in jail, right? So because everybody is busy copying somebody's idea and saying it is mine, right? So this is not acceptable. So academic integrity is very important. Turnitin, we have a paid tool. Even if you do a online check, it may not give you the right answer, right score. We would charge. That is why we will go through multiple iterations before you actually do your final plagiarism check, right? And this is a typical literature review template. How do you capture 10 papers? Paper title, authors, journal, objective, research design, data description, techniques, finding research gap. So read at least 10 research papers, create a consolidated table using either the template Mendeley or with Excel, and identifying the research gap you may pursue. And as a next step, abstract presentation, abstract viva, mentor allocation, your project report presentation, right? So with that, I will stop. This is the process.
Thanks for that. One small question. So the abstract presentation, how the presentation should look like? Any sample or some guidance?
We will send you the format of
So
abstract.
I'm just it is there in the LMS. I'm also kind of 1 second. Okay. So we will share you these guidelines. These guidelines are, second. These guidelines would be shared. It's almost similar to what we have just discussed. It must be career enhancing. There must be technical novelty, etc. This would be written here. You would get all these details, basic guidelines, how to print, what are the pages, all that would come here. You will get these templates. It is already put in the in the this one. So this is the template that you will get. Do not mess up this format, right? These are all style template. So please follow this. In introduction, you write only some context and why you are doing this literature review. That is little later stage. So we will not discuss that. We will only discuss with this proposal, right? How do you write a proposal? Proposal template is this. Your name, etc. Project name, specifically designed project name. Why you are putting this project? What is the problem that you are solving? You are solving, not industry problem. Do not repeat. You are solving. What is the specific use case that you are solving? And to solve that use case, what is your solution that you are approaching? What is the high level design? That do you have a flow diagram? Do you have an architecture? Do you have a diagram which actually talks about, right? And then indicate what support that you want. And references has to be, even for this one pager, references has to be done. So this is Word format. The same thing you would be presenting it as a PPT, right? So this is the PPT template, which we will put it in the LMS. So you will have project title, agenda slide, background information, why you are doing this, problem statement, proposed solution, scope of work. This is the diagram that which we would expect. And what is the references that you have towards while deciding this project, right? So these are some of the templates that we will share with you. It is already there in the website, in the LMS. We will give you that separately. So as a next step, your job is to present abstract next Saturday. Is it too much? Is there a problem? Are you comfortable? So Funny and Mithun would continue be in this session, would help you if somebody wants to connect to them, talk and understand the abstracts, how to present, how to write, how to read. But a lot of work has to come from you and finalize the project.
Anyways, like if anybody has bandwidth for at least like 2 hours or minimum like 2 to 3 hours per day, I'm happy to give one project from my side from Monday itself, which is on real estate. What I spoke just hour ago. So if anybody is interested, I'm not forcing you. If anybody is interested, please reach to me. So thereby you can start working with me. But the expectation is like at least 2 hours per day you need to spend with me for at least 20 days. Thereby we can finish up the complete project also.
Oh, one doubt. So when you say that the project you have to do end to end, does it include some kind of a visualization API, or is it just the model results and the explanation?
No. Basically, like every project has its own life cycle, right? For example, this particular project, what I'm talking about, it starts with the data collection, and once the data, and definitely there is a data simulation area involved in that. And again, like we generally follow the CRISP-BM steps, right? So EDA and data modeling and everything. But it's not always like we need to go for a deployment or a creating UI and something, but we need to come up with some sort of a potential business benefits. That itself is a project for us. So
it depends on the project, Shivpriya. Suppose if it is an auto visualization or teacher in machine, what is the end-to-end cycle of this? That you need the data which comes from a textbook, NCERT textbook, right? These are PDF documents or maybe images. And you need to put those words in Kannada, English. That is your basic corpus that you start with. And then you have the machine learning model, which is talking about, say, your matching pronunciation, that whole machine learning part. But now, how do you go and deploy?
Yeah.
You either have a web application in a open Heroku kind of a solution, or if you are working with Raise projects, then you will get an open URL where you can launch your project. And so that is first level. Second level could be that if you have a machine like this that you want to do a field testing. So there is no hard and fast rule. Ideally, an end-to-end project starting from data engineering, machine learning model, and deployment. The panel would be impressed, we all will be impressed, because you understand an end-to-end problem solving, than telling that I will bring the efficiency level of a model which is already there.
And one more point to add is like, to be honest, like if you get 70 or if you get 80, there is no significant difference in the scores, right? But the same project, whatever you are working, you are keeping on your resumes. Thereby you have enough speech to talk about, right? So you can say that I started a project from here to deployment. Though deployment is not mandatory for it, for example, in this project, if you could add it, then thereby like you can impress the interview panel easily, not only Viva panel here. So you need to think about your learnings to apply at multiple places, not only at a single place. So that was the best idea. Hope I answered you.
Got it. Yes. Yes. Thanks.
Any questions? This is the time for you to speak up. You have learned enough. You can articulate now what is that you are passionate about. It all must show in your talk now.
Yeah, Pravina here. So I just wanted to understand and tell you that some of the team members are also planning to submit the company sponsored project. So what will be the expectations from Reva if we are using the company sponsored projects?
So
Obviously, it
company,
will be like client side, and we will not be getting the exact real data. We will be having some dummy data. But do we have to submit the only paper or the working models as well?
you can see in this guidelines that which we typically say what to present, right? The report, code, GitHub, your data. And if the data is confidential, you can always say, but you have to still show maybe at least a summary of data, header of the data, or something that which the panel is convinced. You can't be hiding all the time. Nothing is available. I have only this, right? So they may not kind of appreciate. So some no, so, you have to maybe get the permission from the people, because you also have to publish this. One of your paper must go as a publication. So if tomorrow you say that no, company is not giving me the permission to publish, you may have to mask the data, you have to maybe anonymize or do whatever, but can you generalize the findings into a paper, right? So please be sure that there will be some mask. We may not ask everything, but you have to manage the expectation.
Pravina, just to answer you because I'm good at it, that's the reason I'm giving one example. Yes, what you said is right. Sometimes your companies won't allow you to take your company's data. That's a valid point. Suppose like if for the sake of Viva I'm talking about, whenever you are getting the data from your company, right? So you don't show any data for us. That's okay. But algorithm is universal, right? So it's not any company specific, the codes and all, whatever it is. So
Yeah.
whenever you are actually proposing the capstone idea and everything, you can say that it is confidential data where I cannot share the company's data. That's okay with us. But the thing is that at least you can put at least 10 records, right? So these are all the features I used. This is a sample data of mine. That would be easy for us. So that will never be a any security breach or something.
Yeah.
You got my point, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
point number two. Suppose as Shinu ma'am said that though you got the data and if they are not allowing you to do the publication, but you put so much hard work here, but at the final moment because of your company reasons and all, if you cannot publish, what best you can do is like I just tell you my example. We were working on one of the project like anomaly detection in terms of manufacturing industry. That is the actual title in my project. But what we did is like when I'm trying to put it in a publication format, I'm telling that AI solutioning in order to do something like AI solutioning for anomaly detection in manufacture, something in a different lines, which conveys the better, we honest note it's a synonym of it, but somehow the title looks different. And again, suppose in your company, if it is said like a product ID, you say some other ID, right? You're getting the point, right? So change the features names accordingly, and thereby you will never be caught, and nobody can object you whatever you are doing on. And again, the third point which I would like to say, suppose if your company has the data and with that particular data you created the model and you got 90% accuracy. Now you can say that, funny, if I want to publish, now if I rerun it, my accuracy changes if I change my data. Yes, that is true. But in that case, what best you can do is like divide every column with the same number. For example, if it is 100, divide that entire column with 10. Then if you are using a standard number to divide all the columns, the data changes. But if you rerun the model, your accuracy doesn't change. So that again makes your life easy to, complete these two tasks.
Okay, because in the current project where I'm working, we have put lot of efforts. It is like I'm generating the recommendation for out of sale, must sell, and cross sell, which includes logistic regression and collaborative filtering as well. But now what is happening is I am unable to get the data since it is a client specific. So in that scenario.
No, Praveena, I think you must differentiate between a Capstone academic project and a commercial client project. This is your company's bread and butter. So
Yeah,
it is very, it may not be like whatever Raise is doing. I may not give the data out, right? So do not feel bad. That is absolutely, if you are actually in the Kellogg's project, and your team member asking you to take that data out, it is absolutely not allowed.
Yeah.
So take a replica of it to an extent close to the original. That's what I'm trying to say.
I would
Yeah,
say stay away from such projects, because
Yeah,
that is your company has a lot of data privacy issues and all that. No?
Yeah,
If
finally.
some auditors
That's
come
what
in
I
and
was-
say you have taken the data out in the same format, even that it may
Yeah.
not be appreciated by the company. So don't take
Yeah.
risk on your job, etc. There are so many projects that you can do, right?
Yeah, got it.
Others? You want to connect with any of us one-on-one? Mithun, Fani will be there in the afternoon as well. Hello.
Yeah, actually, I'll connect with Mithun sir over the phone or Teams.
Okay, great. So this
Thanks so
link
much.
will continue.
Yeah, sure.
After the break and all that, we can kind of come back. Others?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I want to connect to Mithun sir. I already spoken to him on one of the project which I got it from my office. So I'll again connect with Mithun sir and get some guidance.
Sure. Everyone, please
I need
speak
to
up.
connect with Funny sir for some time. So I have an idea, so I just want to validate whether I can.
Great. Okay.
Kathirasan, are you there? I'm telling you, I am selling you big here and I'm speaking very high about you. You should not be silent now.
Yeah, I'm here, sir.
Yes,
Like-
but you have presented your abstract. Huh?
Yeah, he already did to an extent. 80% of Kathirasan project is done. So just, just to bring some competition in the group, I'm telling this.
Sandeep, no news. Sandeep himself has.
No, I'm here. I have one use case. I'll talk to Mithun and then. So actually, there is an actual real problem I'm trying to solve. So maybe I can use that as a project. I have an approval to use that as well. Again, I mean, I cannot get the data out, but it is for one of the e-commerce use case.
Yeah, since Sandeep is running his own analytics boutique services, he can also extend some of the projects to others. So please check. Soumya, we would want you to work on teacher in, video analytics project, right? So please connect.
Yes, Dr. Shinu. So that so from that project only I can pick something for the capstone.
Yes, absolutely. There are multiple modules there, either facial recognition, identification, classification, detection, that module, or anything on emotions or speech analytics is one of the module. not a plain simple speech analytics. What we want is if a person is talking during the interview, is it the right voice? If somebody else is there in the frame and some of the speeches in the colloquial languages has been there, can you actually detect and flag, right? So these are some of the interesting use cases, multiple use cases under speech. Then all the emotions, object identification specifically, all these are very, very interesting. So it's not just the pre-trained models. Please bring in some innovation in no using while using the pre-trained.
Yes, ma'am.
To add on, like ma'am, Purnima and Soumya, like we were working on Antakshari, right? So if like ma'am has told, anyone can take up that and improvise it.
Absolutely. Praveena is interested or Purnima is interested? I don't think two people need to be there in that.
Yeah, like any one of them can take. I'm going to submit the humanoid abstract. I'll discuss with Mithun sir on that. So I'm suggesting Purnima or Soumya, whoever wants to take up that Antakshari, which was we had done. So improvise it and speak to Shinu ma'am or JB sir.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Purnima?
Are
Dr.
you there?
Sinu, we did that independently. So, I mean, each one of us might have different piece of code and workflow
Yeah,
and design as well.
yeah,
So yeah, we can touch base later on
Yes.
and
yeah. Okay,
discuss with Dr. Shinu and Dr. Sima.
yeah.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Whoever has not spoken, please, Gautam, Ashutosh.
Yes, madam. Actually, I will talk, and I'm looking for this ML powered security operations center, that is SOC, and I'm just thinking about that and doing something over that. I will connect Mitun sir regarding this, so
Okay.
so that we can explore this opportunity.
Okay. Great. Great. Ashutosh.
Yeah, yeah, ma'am. I don't have any sponsored project, but I will talk to Furnisher and get some sponsored project to work on.
Okay.
So Srihari here. I will all so as you know, I have been working with Praveen on the racer. So I will continue with that.
Okay. Great. Noor.
Yes, ma'am.
Noor is the one who started off with speech analytics and left in the middle.
Yeah. Uh, I I haven't decided on the problem statement yet, ma'am. I'll discuss with the mentors, and by next weekend we need to submit the abstract. Right?
Before that, you connect today afternoon, evening, spend some time. You want to see what are you reading, etc. Noor.
Noor, I will call you on this, okay? Because since you gave me a call last week to about this, right? So if you need
Yes.
any help of mine, I can definitely extend, right?
Sure, sir.
Ritvik. Ritvik is working with Fun.
Like I
Pardon?
What is the best time to connect with you? I mean, is it
Yeah, they are available
weekday,
today.
mornings, evenings?
Today they are available.
Okay.
Mithun,
Oh, no, not apart from today.
You can call, even if you want me to call me, you can call me anytime. But if I'm busy, I will disconnect. But I will call back for sure once I am free. So please do understand because I also have a boss in office, right? Only because of that.
Yeah,
You
just
can
to
call me anytime.
okay, just
Mithun
to
is also there
understand
in
your
the
schedule.
campus. Mithun is there in the campus. Dr. Sima comes on Wednesdays or Thursdays to the campus. Saturday he is in the campus. So meeting people is good. Meeting others is good, right? Santosh. Santosh must bring SAP projects. There are multiple interesting projects.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I have spoken to Mithun sir last week. I'll speak again.
Okay. Lot of interesting projects. All SAP people in our programs are doing extremely well. They are doing multiple implementations for SAP itself. All right. Shivpriya connecting later, right? Srihari is connecting on humanoid. Varaprasad.
I will also do on the same project, madam, humanoid, madam.
Okay, but it's not clear. Scope has to be extremely clear. And you must use your ECE background, electronics background, and then combine and create some kind of a interaction between different elements. You must bring in. That's what we would want all of you to look at. Don't just build on machine learning algorithm. Bring your domain, bring your past experience.
Yes,
Right?
madam. I will do. Yes, madam.
And if two people are working together, please draw the margin very clearly. Else, like there are chances one person will get 90, one person will get 9. So that is a dangerous thing. So please do the margin properly, that what you are sharing each other when if you are working in that particular style of projects.
We would want ideally to look at individually. If there are modules, it has to be clearly defined. Yes. Vinay?
Okay, madam.
I'll reach out to Funny sir and mentors and see. I mean, I don't have a sponsor requirement, but I'll see what I could do, madam. But I'll reach out to Funny sir and get started on this.
Immediately. Okay. So we'll keep this link open. Mithun and Funny will be there.
And Ritvik, Shinu, Ritvik, like what's your plan now? Because
Ritvik.
Yeah, Dr. Shino. Like last week I informed Funny that I would be taking a pause from the project. I had a personal emergency and I had informed him of the same. So next 2 days I'll be getting back to you, Funny. Like I don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 days. So that's why I'll come back with an update and I'll.
Okay.
Post your update either to me or program office, it's just to know that where you are, right? So that's the only intention.
Okay. So please note, next Saturday we definitely want you to do a initial draft presentation to all of us, and then we will set up an industry mentor approval, right? Right. Okay. So we will take a break now for lunch. We will resume 2 o'clock, and Mithun and Funny also would be there. Somebody wants to reach out, please do. Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Class.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yes, Pravina.
Like ma'am, to the class actually, I have as discussed, I have a demo on the mini project which Ravi Shukla sir had said. If you have time for 5 minutes, I can do that.
Ravi Shukla and mini project. I can you come again?
Yeah, actually we had the mini project which Ravi sir has suggested and he had made the group. So we had internally discussed with the class that we will have take it up on Saturday. So if everyone are free, it will take only 5 minutes for me to do the demo.
Please go ahead. It's a only Pravina is doing or everyone is part of this?
Ma'am, this is for the individual groups actually. So we all thought of discussing with our individual groups soon after this session. I think we have a submission tomorrow.
Yeah. Either you can be here and present if you want to everyone to see, or you can call for a separate team also. If you want program office to set up a call, or you have all the privileges, right, in teams. You can okay. Sure. So Pravina's team, please stay back and connect with her. Okay. So thanks everyone.
Share this PPT, please.
Yes, I'll share the PPT. We'll share all the templates, etc. All that we'll share. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Noor, Shivpriya or whoever want to be part of this can stay. Like whoever is using who want to use Dialogflow, Google Dialogflow, or I spoke to Kadiresh and he wanted to use Rasa. So we have 3 teams, right? So I'll just demo our project, like what I have done. It will be a like a motivation to others also to use Dialogflow or Rasa or whatever it is. So Sandeep, Ritvik, any thought on that? Sandeep, is there? Ritvik, Noor?
I'm here, Pravina.
Okay. So can we go ahead, or should we connect later, or how is it?
we can continue, but I've connected over mobile. I don't know how
That's
much
okay.
support I can.
Okay. So, Noor, you'll be joining our team, or how is it? Have you formed
Yeah,
a team?
I haven't formed, but can I be in the same team?
Yeah, sure,
So,
sure.
sorry, what I was trying to check is I was trying to check inside Rays whether the team names are published and stuff. I couldn't find it because there was some confusion where Sir said only 4 people can be there or something like that, right? So I got confused. Initially, I was supposed to be part of this team, but I thought maybe they've reassigned the teams. That's why I was asking Savana
Even
also,
I
has
have
that
not,
happened?
I have no idea who has done these teams and all. But 4 people, we cannot do three teams because many people are there. So either 5 should be or something like that. I counted personally, so I said. So, however, Soumya,
Okay.
you're going to use Rasa or any idea which you want to use, or you're going to create your chatbot using Python or Santosh?
We are planning to use Rasa, Pravina.
Okay, fine, Kadir. So,
Yeah, so
let me.
but one thing, like I'm not seeing any link to submit this mini project or any information over module 11.
Yeah, Harshit, if Harshit is there, he can help us out. Harshit, are you there?
Okay.
Okay, maybe
so.
he's
Yeah,
not there.
yeah, Prayesh.
Okay, Harshit,
Yeah,
how
Praveen.
about submission, or is it only the demo? Should we give the demo to the Ravi sir, or how is it?
You can give demo to Ravi sir actually.
Okay. And regarding the teams, can you take a note of who are all in teams and how many teams are formed, and you can publish it over the unofficial group which we have, or in the official group as well. Yes.
Yeah, Praveen. As sir has instructed, only 4 people can be there in one group.
If that's the case, 2 members or 3 members will be left over, I think. So,
Yeah,
so 5,
3
5,
other
4 is
people
what
can be there in
I
one.
counted as 5, 5, 4.
Yeah, that's good actually. I'll talk to sir and I'll tell him to take 5-4.
Okay, fine, sure.
Yeah, because
So,
there's some confusion. Initially, we formed a group. I don't think you can exactly divide our numbers by 4, but
yeah,
we formed, I think, 5 in each group or something.
yeah.
So that is why.
First 2 groups were 5 members, and the last group was 4.
Yeah.
So, let me go ahead and do the demo on what I have done. Is it fine for you people?
Sure, right. Go ahead, please.
Oh, okay, sure. Let me share my screen. I'm not able to share my screen. Harshit, can you help?
Yeah, just a second.
So here, to give an update, I have not used on the finance basis. I have used on the data set which I had, that is for the racer humanoid chatbot itself. But there are many things that I have explored in the Google dialog flow. And
Your screen is not showing.
Pravina, now you can share your screen.
Pravina, you're on mute. Pravina, you're on mute. Maybe.
Sorry. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the dialogue flow chatbot which I have made. Here, what I have done is, let me just. So here, let me first give the demo and then I'll explain you what are all the things I have. So I have embedded that iframe into a separate HTML file. So this is how it takes. When I tell hi, it gives the options like these are the welcome to the race chatbot and these are the courses available. So any one of the course I select.
Like, can't we enter 1, 2, 3 any number instead of
No, I have not
text?
trained my model like that. Okay, I'll train that one also. Here I am taking user ID, username, mail ID, and also the phone number because I have created a Flask API to send email as well. Okay, I will show that one as well how I embedded this API into the Google Dialogflow. Okay, here it tells we have sent email on course details and other relevant information via mail, and also an email has been sent to the race program team with the contact details. You will be contacted soon. This is for the admin team, which this chatbot is made for example. So it is asking, do you have any other queries? I say yes. It will ask me what are all the queries here. I have also embedded the knowledge base which I had shared with you people during the first session of Ravi sir. Okay. So it gives the answer based on the knowledge base. I have a CSV file which I have embedded here. This is the continuation, and if you want to end the conversation, you can just say no or end. It will end the conversation. So this is a sample chatbot. So I'll tell you how did I what are all the things I had done here. So I have a default welcome default fallback. So initially the default welcome will be triggered when I tell yes here. So here I have made the response. The intents are here. I have the intents here where this is the default response. And once that default is taken care, welcome is done, then it goes to the course content. Okay, something went wrong. There is, okay, I need to log in again. Okay. I have the default intent. Here I am training, like my expressions are hi, hello, howdy, all those things. I have not changed these, but I have changed my response here. It tells hello, welcome to the race, and all those things I have put in here. And it asks for select the course. Once the course is selected, it goes to the course intent, and here I have made the parameterized training phases. It tells what are all the course or the 4 courses which I have given here, and I have also taken the customer name, customer email, customer phone number. Okay, once this is entered, it tells the email has been sent. So how do I embed the email is here fulfillment. If I enable the fulfillment, and fulfillment is nothing but like how we write here I have the send email Flask API. Okay, so this Flask API, I will be publishing it in any one of the cloud like Azure cloud or something. So I will get the URL of that API, and that will be used in the fulfillment. So once this course intent is triggered, it will go to fulfillment and it will trigger the webhook here. You can enter the URL where you have published with the authorization, basic authorization. Like now I have not enabled because username password was visible. That's the reason. So all these things I have enabled. I had enabled. Okay, once this is done, in the intents.
Pravina, one question. So like this Flask API, have you hosted somewhere or?
Yeah, actually, I had hosted in Azure, but now I am unable to open in. I was using different mail ID, so now I am unable to open. So I'll let you know once that is ready. Okay. I had hosted in Azure, or you can use the Hiraku, which we had
Yeah,
used.
Hiraku.
Yeah, yeah. You can use that and you can host it and you can give that API to in the webhook here. URL. It will go get the webhook, that particular API. And in intents, when you if you see this course intent, right? I have created this entity here. So here entity course name, I'm training it with the I'm not using regex entity because I'm using fuzzy matcher. So all these are either you put with and or with symbol or with MTech capital or AI or machine learning, everything using fuzzy matcher, it will go search for the course name. Okay, and BA or MBA, both I have put here. So now it comes to the knowledge part. Once the course name is entered, I have something called as continuation intent, where it tells, yes, I have some questions. So what is happening is it'll go search in the knowledge. This knowledge is a beta version of Dialogflow, where you can create your knowledge base in 3 different formats. Okay, one is I have FAQ format here. You can add your document like knowledge type, any knowledge type you can use. FAQ, if you use, you can use either HTML or CSV. We will be having many FAQs, HTMLs, right? That also you can use. You can give your URL here. If you are using any internet based FAQs, you can give here. Okay, or you can upload your CSV file using either you would have stored your CSV in the cloud, or you can upload it from the local machine. So this is how I created the knowledge base, and how it looks like internally, how Dialogflow takes it is like this. It will take this question, it will take the answer. When you upload the CSV, it will take the like this. So while uploading CSV
A
as
CSV format is like question
yeah,
answer. One is question column and
no,
other
no, no,
is
no. I'll show you. I'll show you the CSV form. CSV format I will show you. We have to follow certain rules while using this knowledge base, since it is beta version for Dialogflow. The thing is, it should have two columns. One is the question column and one is the answer column. Okay, only A and B are used.
okay. No need to define any column name.
No, you should not define any column name, and the initial first there should be no spaces here as well. Like some people would have left the column, one or two column they would have skipped, then they would have started the questions or answers, right? That is all not required. You directly give your question in the first column, answer in the second column, and you just upload it. It will take it in that, internally it will take it in that format. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, so there is an end of conversation intent where I tell no end or thank you. If there any this is encountered, I just tell thank you for contacting Grace. Our program office will contact you, and I set this as a end of conversation. So this is very small project. Just wanted to show you, and you can use any like he has told that fitness bot or finance bot, anything you can use, but I didn't have FAQs. Whichever I had used this one. Any question like integration as well? Here I have published using this web demo. When you take this web demo, right, it is a iframe. So what I did was you can use this, but what it will happen is it will give like this. All this dialog flow, all those things. What I did was in Notepad++, I created an HTML. I just placed that iframe like this, and I saved it as a HTML. So it will be useful to directly I can open this, and without any like all those things were not there. Dialog flow, API, pricing, go to console, all those things are not there. So this is all I have done.
This is useful, Pravina. So this is basically chatbot based on a knowledge base, right? I believe any fitness or finance also would require some kind of knowledge base only. We cannot have some generative text, etc. for that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe for
Yeah,
fitness,
because
maybe yes.
like I learned on this what all can be done, and I explored. So I did that. Even we can publish this on Telegram as well. Google Dialogflow, we have webhook, right? Same way we can publish in Telegram, and it'll go, and you can directly chat with our tab here.
Okay.
You can
Oh, okay,
add
okay,
here
got it.
Telegram.
Yeah, got it, got it. This is nice. Thanks, Pravina. Maybe Harshit, once he comes back with the team list and finalized, can kickstart the work. I'm not
Actually,
sure
I
if the
didn't
end
know
date
I
also.
didn't get any FAQs for finance. Like I thought of doing for insurance chatbot, like giving the policy and getting who is the nominee, what is the expiry date, what is the next,
Correct.
uh, yeah, all those things I had created in CSV, but I thought it would be like little time consuming to build the data. That's the reason I took up
No, I
whatever
agree
was there.
because lookup also, if you think, for example, if I say, what is my mutual fund policy, right? And if they say, what is your name or PAN card or something, and then they have to retrieve it, right? It's more like a retrieval in that case, right? Like when you
Yeah. Yeah.
finance advice means that yes, they will ask which is the best performing stock and all that. So each of them has the purpose will define
Yeah.
how you want to build the bot.
Yeah, actually, even initially, I did for that policy insurance chatbot will be there, right? Policy retrieval. Then I thought it's more to build the knowledge base. So anyone
Correct.
can try on that as well. Any one of the team can do that. And
Yes.
I want to know from Harshit whether this is rated or it's just for hands-on. Harshit, are you there in the call?
Yeah, ma'am.
So, whether this will be considered as marks or rated, or it is only for hands-on for us?
You are talking about Capstone project, right?
No. This mini project which Ravi sir had given.
This is considered as just for your.
Harshit, you're on mute.
Or maybe we need to cross-check that, right? One, is it
Yeah.
graded? Two, what is the timelines? And three, what is the final group structure? Is it the same as what we said during the class, or is it going to be different? It's only strictly 4 members or 3 members, or whichever it is.
Yeah.
All
Maybe
three
Harshit, you need to
positions
check
are
all these things with sir. Okay.
Yeah. We have WhatsApp also.
Ravina,
Hmm.
if there are any vacant place in your team, can I join your team? Maybe I can help on hosting your Flask API.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can consider my name, I think.
Yeah, sure. So, Harshit, come back with these 3 questions, like what is the timeline, when can we do the demo, and whether this is gradable, and what is the team size we need to consider.
Actually, as Ravi Shukla sir has mentioned earlier, deadline for submission is on 21st August.
But we don't see any, like how do we submit it? That's the thing, right? Do we
Yeah,
make a document, put all the, it has a screenshot, and what is the problem statement and what we are achieving, whether that type of thing, or PPT, or what it is expected from us to do the submission.
I'll get to know and I'll inform you, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
I have to talk to Ravi sir
Yeah.
regarding.
Get clarification from sir and let us know. Okay, because 21st is tomorrow only.
Yeah.
So, and many team members, they have not worked on it. So if someone is using Rasa and all, they need to do the coding, all those things. So you need to clarify all these things. Okay.
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 Rasa is too
Okay.
tough. I only prefer Google Dialogflow as well. Rasa was very
Yeah, the same thing.
even
I
during the exam,
started
I didn't get
Rasa.
the answer for that. It doesn't work. That's it.
Yeah. So that's the reason I chose dialogue flow. Okay, then else we can do it in a direct chatbot itself using cosine similarity. We have it in Python. We can do it, but what sir is expecting, I didn't know. If that's the case, it will not be a UI based. It's only a notebook based. So just wanted to know, Harshit. Yeah, any questions from anyone? Like any clarification you need from Harshit? You can just post it on the chat or WhatsApp, or you can say it now.
Sure, well, I think my battery is drained and there's no power. It's going to switch off, so
Okay,
I'll
sure.
join back later. Thanks, yeah.
Yeah, sure. We'll connect after lunch. Okay, bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Pravina.